Thank you for participating today. We will now begin with an opening statement from Coach Richie McKay and then go to questions. Please use the raise your hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you're called upon for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, please give us a brief opening statement, and then we will go to questions.
Congratulations to Oklahoma State. That's a really good basketball team with a special player, and they did a great job of making it really hard for us. But really proud of our group, the way they represent our program, our university, and tonight just wasn't quite our night. Questions?
We'll go to Damian Swordlet. Please unmute yourself and announce your publication.
Hey, Richie, Damian Sordelet with the News in Advance. Season high in turnovers today, 18 of them, and there was a point there in the second half where, as you guys were trying to claw back into it, miscue after miscue allowed Oklahoma State to build that lead back up. How pivotal was that, and the way they were able to speed you guys up, force some turnovers, and capitalize with some points?
It was the difference in the game. That's uncharacteristic. We averaged 9 turnovers a year. We led the nation in fewest turnovers last year. The game was extremely physical, and you can just look at those two stats, the turnovers and how many free throw attempts they had. I think we're like the 15th fewest fouling team in the country, but they really just put their head down, and they drove it, and they initiated where they were the aggressor, and we obviously got in foul trouble, had to rest Darius and Kyle a little bit, and took us out of rhythm when most nights we do a pretty good job of staying out of foul trouble. Tonight wasn't one of them.
Coach, coming into this game, a lot of attention was on Cunningham. Can you talk a little bit about your approach to trying to slow him down tonight?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Justin Whitaker.
Hey, Justin.
NCAA. Sorry.
No problem. He's a great player, so I'm not sure how much you're going to control him. Our defense is our defense. We didn't do anything differently than in our preparation for him than we would anyone in our league or anyone else we played. That's just our defense. And he got in foul trouble in the first half, which made him a little less aggressive. But if you haven't noticed, in the second half, he's a takeover type player. So we anticipated that, and he got to the line. He saw it go in a little bit and made a big three there, and led them to victory, which he's done a multitude of times this season.
Damian, we'll go to you next.
Richie, and what was probably the swan song for Elijah Cuffey? Can you speak to how well he played on both the offensive end and the defensive end, and trying to will this team to keep its season alive?
Yeah, Dame, you've seen nearly every game we played. Elijah Cuffey's so special. On the court, we can talk about his accomplishments and his career-leading win total. We can talk about his defensive prowess. But what I love about him is his person. He's really become an exceptional leader. Our team wouldn't be where we are programmatically without the selfless investment that Elijah has made, and we're going to miss him. I'm going to miss coaching him, but at the same time, I'm so happy for him that he had a career that was worthy of remembrance.
Coach, Justin Whitaker, NCAA here. Can you talk a little bit about what this week has been like in the bubble as leading up to this game?
Yeah, it's just been, Justin, it's been terrific just to have the opportunity to play. A lot of sacrifices around the country by student athletes, athletic department staffs, medical personnel, and the NCAA's organization of this controlled environment has been spectacular. I think Dan Gavitt, his staff, the tournament selection committee, Mitch Barmenhart, the chair, I think they should all be praised for their intentionality to make this student-athlete experience while still protecting them special. And we were privileged to be a part. Sad we're not moving on and advancing, but it was an honor to be a part of the NCAA tournament.
Damian, we'll go to you next.
Sorry, Richie, I have a two-parter here. First, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. First, two-parter. There's not many nights where Darius and Chris both shoot as poorly as they did. What did you see in Oklahoma State's defense and forcing them into taking more contested shots? And then secondly, what does an experience like this do for a team that returns all but two players who are in the rotation this year?
I think they were incredibly physical with those two guys. Obviously, they're smaller guards. Their length, athleticism, and physicality bothered them. And whereas we are usually a very patient team offensively, we sped up. And the credit goes to Oklahoma State, and I'll take the blame for the lack of execution. It's hard to simulate in practice what they're doing. We hadn't played in 13 days and haven't played a team like that since probably Missouri. But our league prepared us well to get here, and I thought we did a better job in the first half of our shot selection and taking care of the ball. But as far as next year, Dame, it's a little too soon on the turn. But I love our program. I love the direction that it's going. These are young men that we as coaches are really privileged to be a part of their lives. They're special. And I know a lot of coaches use those words, but for me, they're not just words out of my mouth or words on a screen or words on a paper or on the computer that you'll read. These young men, they're inspirational in the way they really try and make someone else's life better. They've really invested in being a part of something that's bigger than themselves.
Next question will go to Travis. Travis, please announce your name and affiliation, please. And then go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hey, Coach. Travis Wells, WDBJ.
Hey,
just
Travis.
to kind of elaborate on that, when you look back at this year, as crazy as it was, given everything that happened, in what was supposed to be kind of a quote-unquote rebuilding year, given what you lost, can you just put in perspective what this particular group accomplished, knowing that this group won't play together again as it was?
I think what they accomplished is just a culture enhancement that started years ago. Guys invested in trying to be a program that is a championship caliber program. So again, it stings right now, but for the group to win however many games that we won and do it in a fashion that was reflective of great representation, I'm pleased. Again, I'm blessed to be a part of this family. But that being said, we're going to go back to work once we give them some time off and see if we can't continue to elevate our basketball program, because we've got some foundational pieces that I think makes our future bright.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach McKay, for your time today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
We'll be joined momentarily by Darius McGee. Please use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary if you have any questions for Darius upcoming. Darius, thank you for joining us. We'll first go to Damian.
Hey, Darius, it looked like those guys were much more physical with you and Chris. And how big was that in terms of their big bodies being able to contest a lot of what you guys were able to do and really keep you guys out of a rhythm that you guys seemed to build in the first half?
I think they did a good job of keeping us from executing what we wanted to do, and that caused a little disruption, forced the shot clock to drop a little bit later. So I think hats off to them for disrupting our offense today.
Darius, in a game like this, turnovers seem to be a key factor. You guys had a season-high 18 turnovers. How big was that in terms of the ability in the second half to, instead of being able to chip away at the deficit and get good looks, that you guys weren't getting any looks at the ball and they were able to take it down and get some transition baskets?
Turnovers is huge. I mean, it lowers your chance of winning a game because you don't get a shot. So you turn the ball over, it equals 0 on the offensive end, and then it gives them numbers in the other end. And we like to set our defense and make teams play against a set defense, so it's hard for us to do that when we turn the ball over.
Darius, Justin Whitaker, NCAA. Can you describe a little bit what this week has been like being in the bubble and getting prepared to play today?
I think the bubble, like, it was fantastic in my opinion. Like, I didn't have a complaint about it at all, and it was good to have that bonding session with my teammates in the hotel. Like, even though we only interacted really in the team room, it was still just a good time when we was in there laughing, joking, watching, whatever. And I think that's just a testament of what our team is like. Like, I think this loss, it hurts a little bit more knowing that we won't have that, like, in a game setting anymore. But, like, I'll love those guys forever, and I'm always riding with them.
Next question goes to Damian.
Darius, when you look back on this week and this experience, what's this going to do for the team moving forward when you guys resume basketball activities? When you see, you're only losing 2 key pieces out of the rotation, and you got a lot of guys who got a lot of experience this year that can build on that going into next year.
I think when guys take a little time off and then come back, I think they'll come in confident, and I think they'll really put in the work. We got a group of hard workers, so I know they'll really push themselves to make themselves even more better and prepare us for next season. And like you said, the young guys got a lot of experience, so that's good. I'm excited to see what Drake has in store next year. Jonathan, Isaiah, Micaiah, I think they're great players, so I'm excited.
Darius, thank you for joining us. Oh, sorry, we had a question pop in here. John, please go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Hey, Darius. John Neckerstoff here with Liberty Champion. Obviously, Kate Cunningham, you guys shut him down a lot in the first half, but in the second half, he had the points when it counted. Can you talk a little bit about him and the importance that he has for that team?
I think he's a great player. He's a player who's poised throughout the stretch of the games. Like, he never looks uncomfortable or out of whack, and I think he got to all the shots that he wanted to get, even though in the first half he said he was shut down. I think Cuff did a great job of contesting shots and forcing him to miss, but in the second half, even though the shots were contested, he made them when they counted. And he got to the line towards the end of the game and made the big free throw, so that definitely helped him.
Darius, thank you for your time.
Appreciate you guys.
That